It's Friday, February 1st, 2008, and this is episode 365 of Walt Disney World Today. I'm Matt Hochberg from StudioCentral.com. On the show today, we have Mike Scopa of All Ears Net. Welcome, Mike.
Oh, no, we're caught in a tractor beam.
Star Tours. Very nice. Also on the show today, we have Mike Newell of Mouse World Radio. Welcome, Mike.
Can you believe it's 10 months till Mousefest?
Where does the time go?
I'm booked.
Also on the show is Len Testa, co-author of the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World, which is online at touringplans.com. Welcome, Len.
How's it going, Matt?
Outstanding. Well, we decided to be very unoriginal and rip off somebody's really good idea. So, yeah, that's right.
Was it Scopa's idea?
Well, I think it was Universal's idea, but Scopa ripped them off.
Ooh.
The movie.
Yeah,
Anyway,
whatever, that's fine.
There's the movie. What's the movie called? The Bucket List.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a movie coming out soon, and it's about basically the premise is these guys are about to die, and they're going to go do all these things, these ideas they've written down in a bucket to do before they die. So on today's show, we're going to say the things that we would want to do at Walt Disney World before we kick the bucket. Since one of us is going to probably kick the bucket sooner than the others, we figure we might as well get Scopa's answers in before it may actually happen.
And that was my idea, too. God. All right.
I know. But what's the first idea that you want to do before July 2008?
Ooh.
Get it? He's going to die in July.
Ooh. Well, let's see. This is kind of funny. As I was writing down these things, I was crossing them off and saying, "Oh, wait a minute, this would be something really cool." I think I'd like to take a spin on the Breathless 2.
That's a good idea.
I've done Illuminations cruises and stuff, but taking a spin on that thing would be kind of cool. I think that would be something that I might want to do before bucket time. The second thing I'd like to do is I'd like to take a shot, and Mike Newell and I looked at Shula's Steakhouse when we were there for the marathon, and I'd like to take a shot at that big steak and see if I could eat it.
Jesus, that'll do you in if you don't.
Yeah, I mean, then I could have a heart attack and die of a heart attack afterwards.
I'm serious. Talk about. You'll have to have a side of Lipitor with you when you. Have the sour cream and Lipitor baked potato, please.
Thinking, Len, that would be something good to do after a half marathon. That might be something good to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Len, that's the Bob Sellinger special, isn't it?
Yeah, really. Bob could eat a steak that big. It would take him all day, but he could do it.
Yeah,
and he'd prefer that his idea of a well done steak is a piece of meat that has stopped bleeding.
Exactly. I mean, to where a skilled veterinarian could still save the cow.
That's right.
Bob would eat. I mean, if it has to be like room temperature warm. If you go on the beef, that's hot enough for Bob.
Go ahead, Scope.
One more. Not sure about this one. I'd like to do a Segway tour down there. It doesn't sound like a big thing, but it's something that it's not on my list to do. But maybe someday I'll do it.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is about these ideas are things that we would like to do.
Just don't have the time sometimes.
Yeah, not really, must do.
Schedule it in. Yeah.
And one of the things that I would put on there is I'd like to stay at the Grand Villas at whatever DVC resort is the newest at the time because, in my opinion, they generally do. The newer things have the better amenities. They look newer. They're obviously don't need the space.
It's a big hotel room. I mean, what's the appeal of staying in a big hotel room?
Because it's
big,
awesome. Yeah, it's big,
awesome.
And I need the space, and I want to walk around naked and not have to worry. And go from room to room.
God,
and it's 2 floors. 2 floors.
I've got this mental image now of Scopa eating steak while you're walking around naked. It's really
with my hands on my hips. Looking good.
Good night, Irene.
Why?
No, but
Why?
I mean, that or what would also be nice is one time we haven't told this story before. We were at Mousefest 2006. We were staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge, me and Len. And Len, you inquired as to how much it would be to stay at the Vice Presidential Suite at Animal Kingdom Lodge, and how much did they say it was?
Was that $1,200 or $1,600 per night? It wasn't a lot. I mean, it's doable.
Not a lot.
Sure. Yeah, if you get testimony, yeah.
Well, you can add that to my bucket list.
It's not, $10,000. It's
Oh, well, that would be expensive, I guess, for some people.
Yeah, but $2,000.
All right.
You could see way to $2,000
Well, now-
for.
Well, now you've piqued my interest now, Len. What's on your list? What's in your bucket?
On my bucket. So the things to do before I kick the bucket. One of them is probably go see the stupid Cirque du Soleil show. I can't. So I've never seen it, and Bob constantly reminds me every year. Every year, Bob is like, "Okay, you have to go see Cirque du Soleil." It's a major gap in your Disney knowledge. I'm like, Bob, I hate mimes, I hate clowns, I hate musicals, I hate gymnastics. Why am I going to see this show?
It's not like a daytime parade, Len,
I know exactly. Can I just see Festival of the Lion King, kind of rub my eyes and squint and call it even? I would have to be drinking so much ahead of time to sit through an entire show.
No, it's
That's
actually
not much
really
of a
good.
stretch for you.
It's actually really good.
Everyone says it's good. I'm telling you, I watch the commercials, even with
No,
cute
you got to
Stacy
be there.
doing it.
It's
just,
surreal.
It-
No,
Yeah, it really is.
you got to be there, Len. It's like
I know.
describing Illuminations to someone, and then it's just not the same as being there. After you go see it, you're going to be walking out of there and saying, "Oh my God, why did I wait so long?" You really will.
So I got to do that. The other thing I would love to do is spend a night in the parks. And I know we've talked about this before, but I'm telling you, one way or the other, before I die, in fact, it might be the thing that kills me. I am going to spend a night in the Magic Kingdom. I don't care if I have to skirt the legality of certain.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
In the Puerto Penal Code. Yeah, no, exactly. Come on. But I'll do it. And I'm going to do it. And the other thing that I would really like to do is try Victoria and Albert's. Again, I know it's
Yes, that was on my list.
I'm just never. No, forget. It's not on your list. Your list is over. Your list is over. Your time is done.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir. I said good day. Is to try the chef's table over at Victoria and Albert's. Again, not a lot of money. It's a couple $100, for dinner, which is typically what I spend on dinner every day.
Okay.
Just kidding. those are
Somehow
my.
that was believable.
Those are my three.
That is a good one. Victoria and Albert's, it's a classic example. It's luxury, defined, and but that would be, and the best thing would be to charge it, so that way your relatives
When you
can
die,
inherit
the
that.
state has to do it. That's awesome.
That's right. Also, I leave my credit card bills to Newell. Newell, what's on your
Thank you.
bucket?
Well, after I pay your bills off, I'm gonna. I'd like to stay at the Poly one night. That's
You
one
haven't
of
seen
my-
the Poly?
No, I've never
Stayed
been.
there?
No, I never stayed there.
That's nice.
I'd like to stay there one night. I also.
Yes. I stayed there at Mousefest for the first time, just for one night, and the ability to take advantage of that location is really what it's at. Just being that close, great theme.
Yeah, I agree. That's one of the reasons why I'd love to stay there. I also would love to get evacuated from a ride at some point.
You've never been evacuated from a ride?
I've never been evacuated. Came close during Mousefest with Dr. Steve's Hidden Mickey store on Pirates, but didn't work out.
Is there a ride you'd like to be evacuated from? Because some rides are not really that noteworthy when you get evacuated.
I would really, if I had to choose, I would like to get evacuated from the top of Spaceship Earth.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool.
But then Newell will be like, "Can you evacuate us? I think I smell fire on the downside. Can we go back through the way we came?"
Yeah, if I can ride up to the top and then walk my way down in the back, that'd be great.
But walk down on the ascent side, not walk down on the descent side.
Yeah, there's nothing on the descent side.
Right.
Yeah, that's why Michael's saying, "I smell fire the other way."
We must go this way to save ourselves.
Nice.
I would do that, and I would at some point, I know I'd have to get a special certification, but I would love to go scuba diving in the living seas.
Another good one.
I was trying to talk to Christina into doing that during the trip.
I thought that would
That would be
a lot of fun.
that would be a lot of fun to be able to
Yeah,
go do
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I know you need.
We talked about. I just wanted to do a quick plug. I'll put it in the show notes. We talked to someone who had done that. His name is Frank Cohen, I believe was his name, and he had done that. And he talked about Dive Quest, and like I said, I'll put a link in there. So if you haven't heard that episode, you can reference that. But that sounds like a lot of fun to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
No, that would be very good. Anything that you guys wanted to add in there? I know we kind of just quickly brushed on it. One of the things that Len also said was the Segway tour, and I know that Newell, you have done that, but it's again something I would love to be able to do. You did the Wilderness Lodge one though, right?
Right.
Yeah, I would think I would rather do. Well, if I'm dying, I guess I'd do both, but I'd probably put priority for the the Epcot one. I think that one is just really cool. You know, it would give it a different perspective.
Yeah, I did the Wilderness Lodge one because I wanted to do the off-road. I wanted to try that out.
Yeah. Although I guess it'd be a good thing I'm dying, because after that, if I went through walking through Epcot, I'd be like, I could have been there by now if I had a Segway.
Oh, man, I just thought of one more thing before I die. It would really be nice if I could win a frickin' dream.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Well, before we go today, I just wanted to mention a quick bet, because as you know, on the WDW Today podcast, we like to make some friendly wagers from time to time. And as some of you may have picked up on once or 8,000 times, Mike Scopa is a bit of a Patriots fan. And with the big game coming up on Sunday, Mike Scopa has a little bit of a bet going on with Fred Block of Magic Meats regarding the outcome. Now, Fred is a diehard Giants fan, and of course, Scopa, as I mentioned, is a Patriots fan. So, Mike, why don't you explain to our listeners what exactly the wager is about?
Well, this is a friendly wager, and what the wager involves is a very simple bet, and that is that if the
wearing women's clothing,
yeah, right,
definitely not.
If only
this bet will be paid off at Magic Meats this July. If the New England Patriots defeat the New York Football Giants and become the greatest football team ever with a 19-0 record, then Mr. Block, for the first hour of Saturday's Magic Meats event, will be wearing a New England Patriots championship football shirt. If, however, Fred, why don't you tell everyone what happens if an upset occurs, the biggest upset in the history of the NFL happens?
Yeah. There's one thing that Mike doesn't seem to fathom here, and that's that if the Giants do pull off what might be the biggest upset in the history of football, and if the Giants beat the Patriots, and nobody will remember the Patriots after that if they do lose. And we steal all the thunder, but I could keep going on. But if the Giants win, then he has to wear a Giants Super Bowl champion shirt for the first hour of Magic Meats.
So having said all that, Fred, I guess all we need to know is what size I need to buy you for the Patriots shirt. And we could just leave it at that.
I don't know. I think it would have to be, a size that might not fit me. I was thinking along like, triple XL, like your ego for the Patriots.
Hey, once a
Plus, Scope is probably cheating. He's pulling a Belichick. He's probably, scouting out what's going to be happening and getting the information. Right, Newell?
The one thing I'm dying to see is if the Giants do pull it off, I want to see Mike Scopa going into a store up in New Hampshire and asking, do you have any New York Giants?
No, you don't understand. The winner buys the loser the shirt. That's how.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would buy Fred the Patriots shirt, and Fred would buy me the New York Giants shirt.
Oh, it should be the other way around.
because obviously, Mike, those shirts will show up in our region. I mean, the New York Giants championship shirt won't show up here in New England.
No, but you can order them right off of SuperBowl.com.
That's true.
Well, there you go. Well, that's the bet. And we will see after Sunday who will be wearing what shirt.
I'm still wearing my Jet shirt.
Score is depending upon
Please let the Patriots lose. Please let the Patriots lose. Please let the Patriots lose.
Depending upon what the score is in the fourth quarter, my cell phone may have a power failure, and I won't be able to.
You'll be hearing the
news. Stepped on it and crushed it.
It'll be like the scene from the Haunted Mansion stretching room. You'll just hear a scream, and then you look up, and there'll be a swinging body out of the noose.
Exactly.
Gentlemen, do I have picks coming from everyone? Len, are you picking anybody?
No, I can't believe they've been playing the stupid game with the Steelers out of the playoffs. Meaningless. The only reason they're doing is to sell ads on TV. It's a completely meaningless game.
Okay, and it's obvious where Matt's going with this. Matt's picking the Giants.
Giants, obvious. That's right.
And Newell? What about you, Newell?
I'm going with the Giants too.
Ooh, even if isn't that like taboo as a Jets fan?
What, to hope New England loses? Of course. I'm going with the Giants.
Don't you hate the Giants more than the Patriots?
No,
as a Jets fan?
all the Jet fans that I know.
How could you hate that?
No, all the Jet fans I know are rooting for the Giants because we hate the Patriots so much.
Is this not a microcosm of how the nation is going with this? You know, all year long it's been us against the world, and I guess that's what it's going to be on Sunday.
It's all coming down to one game.
I think it's the same way, though, Mike, because everybody's been picking the Giants to lose in every game, and we were able to pull it off. So
yeah, you're right. But I mean, everybody would, if everybody had a wish, they would like to see. They would
two
like
other
to
teams
see,
in the game.
Yeah,
Len caps it off with the perfect statement.
All right, so Matt and the Mad Dog Show on Sports Radio 66, WFAN.
Exactly.
May the better team win.
That's it for us today. If you want to find our older episodes, read our show notes, or send us your comments, visit the Walt Disney World Today website at wdwtoday.com. For Len Testa, Mike Scopa, and Mike Newell, I'm Matt Hochberg. We'll see you on the next show.